Hello, everybody, and welcome today to the Tuesday Buzz. We are talking today with Peyton Farnoff, right? Did I say that right? Okay. And she actually deals with a lot of different things that go buzz, I guess. She has a flower farm, right?
Yes, it's called Our Flower Farm, and I have it with my husband here in Fredericksburg. So we're going into our third growing season. November will be our big planting time for spring already. So we're basically
Wow.
in 2026 in our
In
in our calendars.
That's amazing. Okay, cool. So, Peyton, how long have you lived in Fredericksburg?
I moved here when I was in 8th grade.
Oh, wow. Okay.
About a year after my parents started Fredericksburg Trade Days.
Okay.
And then I graduated from here, moved to Austin for school, and then lived in New Orleans for a little bit, and then came back and
well, that's a fun fact I
so.
never knew about you. I didn't know you lived in New Orleans. That's
yes.
so cool. How fun.
Oh, it was the best.
And crazy fun fact. So before Peyton's family bought Trade Days, my grandpa actually owned that whole entire piece of property.
Yep.
And
so we've been connected for
yes, exactly. And I don't think we even realized it sometimes.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Peyton's visiting with us today to tell us a little bit about herself, obviously, and the good things that she does. You sell flowers at a lot of different places around town, right?
Yeah, we try to do at least a few markets here and there. We're always selling at Trade Days. We have like our flagship, I guess, there.
Okay.
And then, we'll do pop-up events at different places with indoor plants, native Texas perennial plants, as well as, of course, the cut flowers.
Okay.
Yeah.
I really still have some eucalyptus hanging in my shower that I bought from you.
Yes.
I probably should throw it away because I don't think I think it's done. But,
it's so pretty.
Yeah. So Peyton's helped me out. I am a hobbyist gardener, and I have just a jungle in my right now on my patio, but eventually it'll be back in my kitchen. But so eventually we would love to bring you in with all that we're doing with the hive to help us with all the the landscaping and the different gardening stuff. We'll have the master gardeners do the big community garden, but it's such a community project, we'd love to have your flower farm involved.
I think it would be fun, maybe an opportunity to have raised beds for the kids so then they can do do different types of vegetables and flower companion planting, gardening, and teaching them,
exactly.
You can grow your own food.
That's important. I feel like that's kind of a dying art, if you will. So what made you get into this, the flower business?
I think it all started after my husband was diagnosed with cancer, and we really dove into holistic practices and trying to see what's better for us. And so I think that definitely was the initial ignite. And we have a little over 12 acres property, and 10 of it was already high fenced. So we just we've been there for 10 years, and we've kept thinking what should we do? And then all of a sudden it seemed like one day we just said, well, let's try growing some flowers. And then it felt cool. God just kept opening up the doors, because then he kept being like, yes, that's a good idea. He gave us rain that first year.
Wow.
We didn't have to have irrigation or water and stuff. And then I feel like every time we start wanting to expand on that and get more of the community involved and getting, doing stuff like that, then it's just opening more doors.
Bigger and bigger. Yeah. So is your farm open to the community? Is it open to the public? Or
we host private, people coming out there private. Kirsty Henderson brought some girls out this summer in their Christian workshop.
Cool.
And so they came in, picked, and then they also did a Bible study based off of planting planting seeds and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we're going to be opening up our farm stand, which is going to be a honor system self-serve that's going to be coming at beginning of October.
Okay, and where will that be at?
It'll be right at our front entrance, which we live 68 Loudon Road. It's right off of 290, going out towards Harper, only a few miles out of town.
Oh, very good. So,
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so y'all need to go. And what will you have there? Like flowers, like
Yep.
a little bit of everything?
A little bit of everything.
Okay.
So we do have ducks. So we will also have duck eggs.
Oh my gosh. I know,
And
I'll be
yes,
visiting.
I know,
love
right?
duck eggs.
So we'll have fresh flowers, dried flowers, pretty much anything that's flower related.
Okay.
I've been playing around with making edible like floral seasonings, like putting flowers in like your salt and peppers.
Ooh,
And
that's cool.
so just kind of a lot of fun, fun things that
Yeah.
whatever we think of. So
I love that. And so your pop-ups, those are essentially like I know you've done some for like my dance studio when that was
Mhm.
open. We did recitals. That was such a good idea. I should have done that from the get-go.
Oh, yeah.
Why I never did that, I don't know. It was genius. Like I think the flowers sold
Yeah.
out within like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was super
crazy.
fast. Yeah.
And you brought a lot.
Yeah, I did.
Quite a few. Okay, so you'll do events like that, and I've seen your flowers at different like Rootology
Yes.
sells them. And where else would you say you do little pop-up things?
It just depends. So we've done it at coffee shops and all
Okay.
sorts of places. We also like to do what I call bloom bars. So we
cool.
have the setup, and we have 3 different tiers of different types of flowers. So then I kind of it's a way for people to be able to play and make their own bouquets. So
How
they
cute. That's a good idea.
they get involved more.
Yeah, I like that.
And I like when I'm choosing for certain events, I like to base it like off the flower meanings.
Oh, how
so
cute.
then you can kind of, like
What
for
a good
weddings,
idea.
you want, all
Yeah.
the positivity and all the love, flowers
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So
A lot of roses.
yes. Oh yeah.
So what would you say your favorite flower is to grow, or what is like the most biggest one you have, I guess? Field wise, maybe, I don't know.
I think my personal favorite, it changes, but my personal favorite are snapdragons, which is on our
Okay.
logos.
Uh-huh.
They're just so beautiful.
Mhm.
So I love that. But my husband Andy says I'm kind of like the marigolds queen.
Oh,
Like
wow. Okay.
I'm really good at getting those growing and harvesting them. And I have literally a week ago or so, I harvested a giant bag of
my
seeds.
goodness.
So I'm like ready to start putting them back out. It's
That's
fun.
cool. So do you let them dry out and then you harvest the seeds that way, or how does that exactly work?
So you can either, once they've already gone through their bloom, you can either what you call deadhead, where you'll cut off the top,
Mm-hmm.
or a lot of times you can just pick them off and then
Okay.
you let them dry out, and then they come out and they look like little like spheres.
Okay.
So it's kind of been fun learning all the different seeds, and I've kind of gotten a little bit better at like being
That's
able to
amazing.
see seeds
Yeah.
and then knowing what they are, because people give us seeds and they're like, I don't know what this is. Here you go. And I'm like, okay, let me try to figure
see
this
what it
out.
is. It's probably like a fun experiment too.
Oh,
You
yeah.
just plant this and you're like, I don't know if it's gonna work. We'll see what happens.
Oh, yeah.
I will tell you, I have an one single okra plant. But I mean, come on, what are we gonna do with like one okra grown every now and then? So I took it and I just like let it dry. Like essentially, I just left it on the stem and then I cut it off. And I accidentally opened it, and all the little seeds. I didn't know it was gonna be like a straight loose seed pods. I've never done it before.
Yeah.
I just opened it and it went everywhere, and I was like, well, I guess I'm not harvesting those seeds, And then like literally, I think it's only been like 5 days, because we've gotten a lot of rain, I'm sure. But I walk out there, and in the barrel the one that they spilled all over, there's like little tiny okras everywhere.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Everywhere. Like I think all of them took root.
Yep.
My dad was like, I don't think those are gonna make it, but
Yeah. It's worth
we'll
a
see.
shot, right?
Who knows? So do you grow food as well? Like do you grow like vegetables or anything?
We do. We have a lot of pumpkin right now in the
cool.
ground, for, of course, this upcoming
Yeah.
fall. And typically we do like your basic vegetable garden, like the tomatoes and stuff like that. And so we're doing a lot of herbs. We're creating an herb garden right now.
That's cool.
And again, I always try to focus on things that are more of like perennial. So like really build them up so then they'll come back next year.
Yeah.
So basil is my go-to, not only for using it for cooking, but also it's a beautiful flower. So it's a great greenery, and it also gives your bouquet so much like good smells.
That's really cool. So with the flower, like they say when the flowers start coming up, it's like done. Is that true? If you deadhead it, will it just
No, you
stay
deadhead
around?
it and then they keep growing. It just keeps on going. Yep.
I have a massive basil plant. It's purple basil.
Yeah.
But right now it's a little green. and I don't know if it just goes through the phases of changing colors, but so they'll come back next year.
Yes.
You just cut them off and then
I honestly just let them. I
just let
had
them
mine
go.
out, and I let them kind of like die off, and they looked like they were dead, and I just let them be. But then they seeded themselves, so by the time spring
Ah,
came back around, they were like ready to start, taking
wow.
off. So
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now, is your vegetable garden and stuff, is that more of like a personal garden?
yeah, that's
Okay.
more of our personal for now.
Nice.
Eventually, we will probably have it and have stuff in the farm stand, but it's solely my husband and myself doing everything. Thankfully, I have him because he's the one that's on the tractor, and
Okay,
then
there
he
you
gets everything
go.
tilled. I get things planted.
Yeah. And is this solely kind of y'all's job?
It is solely his
Okay.
job. Basically, he has other little things, that he does,
some
but
little side
that's
things.
his main thing. And then I also do eyelash extensions and permanent
Amazing.
makeup and
Very cool.
all
So
sorts of
that's
other
how
little
I
things.
got to
So,
like
yeah.
really know you was eyelash extensions.
Yes.
You get to know someone when you're laying there for
I know, right?
30
You
minutes
do.
or so.
It's like a therapy
It
session.
really is. It really was. Actually, for me, it was like time without children. I would just fall asleep most of the time.
Oh,
But
yeah. You are forced to take a nap whenever you
you
do
are.
that. So.
And tiny tattoos?
And tiny tattoos. I just started doing
I just saw that.
little
That's
ones.
really
So
cool.
That's kind of more of a fun
thing.
hobby versus
Okay.
like a career path.
Yeah,
so.
for sure. No, that's impressive. And those little tiny tattoos are coming around. Like, that's kind of a thing
Oh, yeah.
right now. That's so cool. Okay, so what would you say is your like most favorite part about owning a flower farm? Because that's such a rare, I don't know, it's not, I wouldn't say it's anything that a lot of people do.
Yeah, it's not as common as just a farmer.
Yeah,
It's all the same things. We just, at least I get to see pretty things at the end.
Yeah, exactly.
We always call it like sweaty gambling. Like you
never
put in the
know.
work, but you don't know if it's actually gonna come to.
That's true.
But it's just an amazing thing for us to live on the grounds with it, and for our boys to grow up learning about it.
That's amazing.
Because they already know way more about flowers than I probably did 10 years ago.
That's amazing.
So, and they're only 3 and 6.
Yeah.
And so it's having them have that experience to grow up and feel like they're basically almost like at a park.
Yeah. That would be incredible.
It's what what we always dream of.
So for sure. So would you say this is probably like not just flowers per se, but just gardening in general? As the world progresses, do you think it's more and more of a vital skill?
Yes.
I think that's something that I'm finding relevant, and it's kind of cool. It's fun to watch, it's a faith action too, I would say a lot of, because you put something in the ground, you never know if it's what it's going to take, if it's going to work. And then next thing you know, you have this beautiful flower, and it's like kind of, I think, biblical in some ways.
It is very much biblical. Yeah. Because it's like, you have to water that seed, just like you have to keep that connection going with God.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of has that same thing. And you basically have him. I mean, you could do as much as you can, but you have to put your faith in his hands that he will provide you with the rain you need, or even the sunlight. It's just, you have to just have the faith that
it's actually going to work, right?
Oh, yeah.
I think that's how I think that's like my biggest thing with the hive is learning how to have that kind of faith. Because I mean, I've never in my whole entire life seen $5 million in my bank account. You know what I mean? Like, so to be like, all right, Lord, like, this is all you, we just got our third founding family, which is like a $5,000 per family, whatever fundraiser that we're doing. We just got our third one.
That's awesome.
That's so cool to me. Like, I know it's just $5,000, but it's like,
that's
$5,000, so it's a lot.
It's somebody that's believing in what you're going to be doing.
Exactly.
And you knowing like, yeah, this is, you're right.
Yeah.
This is how it's supposed to be. Like, you have me in this plan, and I'm so excited for the Hive Collective.
Thank you. We're really, really thrilled. I mean, we're very excited, and everything, it's the same way. It's like the doors just kind of keep flying wide open. And it's one of those things where you're like, when you feel like the doors are kind of stagnant, or you're kind of in this weird plateau, it's like, all right, Lord, what was your plan? Just giving it to you one more time, because I obviously have no clue what I'm doing. And then it's like, as soon as I do that, it's like literally like maybe 10 minutes later, someone will say, hey, have you ever thought of this? Or, hey, can I have a meeting with you? And then we have these huge conversations that just blow my mind. And so it almost feels more, we call it the movement and not necessarily just the community center. It's like a movement
Yeah.
that I feel like we're trying to establish in this town. It was something that I feel like during the time of COVID, you kind of saw because, if you couldn't be around each other, but people would like stand on their porches and sing worship music together,
yes.
like apartment complexes or, just hanging out from, 10 feet away.
Yeah, it's such a need. Like we need each other and need that that connection. And here in Fredericksburg, there's really not tons of things for kids. So having like a safe space like that is going to be, I mean, that's where all the kids are going to be.
It's going to be great. I'm so excited. Well, so please tell us about your upcoming stuff y'all are doing, because this is probably. Would you say this is probably one of the biggest events you've done?
This is the first event we've done.
Okay.
Yes.
Yay.
Everything else has been like private, like more farm tours or small scale. And this is our first, and it's a public event. It's
Very
free.
Cool. Okay.
It is the FBG plant and seed swap.
Very good. And you can find it on Facebook,
yep,
right?
We're on Facebook and Instagram.
Okay.
It's going to be October 11th from 11 to 4.
Amazing.
You can bring out seeds, plant cuttings, plants, whatever kinds. It doesn't have to be just flower. It could be vegetable. And then everyone can trade and share their knowledge of plants. And it's all about like learning together.
Yeah.
And getting advice from other fellow gardeners, which there are
awesome.
A lot of us out there. We just hide in our gardens. So
Right,
it's going to be fun for everyone to come out.
I am personally so excited about it. So how is it going to look? Like you walk in and you're going to have booths, right?
Yes. So it's going to be all outside.
Okay.
So it's going to be basically essentially what we call in our front yard. It's the top of the hill. So not going to be in the flower fields.
Yeah.
But it's going to be up there. And you'll come in and then you can check in at the swap part.
Okay.
To drop off your seeds. And you can also be exchanging that throughout the event. So it's not like you bring it and you exchange. You can always go pay back and be like, no, actually I want this instead.
Yeah. Okay.
We're going to have a food truck called the Yum Yum Shack's going to be out.
Nice.
And then we'll have at least 10 vendors.
Wow.
All different kinds of stuff. A lot of them are ones that are plant-based, like people creating things out of flowers and stuff. We have a bounce house that's donated by Kay's Parties.
Amazing. I love her stuff. She's just so talented.
Yes.
She's so talented.
We have 3 musicians, including yourself.
Yes.
So it's gonna be a lot of fun. And so it's one of those things, like you were saying, like once the door starts opening,
it just kind of happens.
It's happening, and it's like I'm super excited, but I'm also nervous because I'm more nervous. I'm not nervous about people not coming. I'm more nervous about the amount of people that are coming. Like, am I going to be ready? But trade days, my mom at trade days has trained me at least enough that I think we can handle it. But I think it's gonna be a lot of fun.
That's been so fun. I'm so excited. Like just as a little hobbyist gardener that I am so excited. So you're expecting like all kinds of stuff, right? Like I would assume, flowers, vegetables, tropicals.
Yes.
So you could do plants as well.
Oh yes.
Okay.
So actual like physical plant or like potted plant, or it could be even cuttings.
Oh,
so
cool.
All sorts of stuff.
Very cool. I saw the coolest thing the other day. It was like, those book where you can come, like the little book libraries, the giving libraries where you like put a book and you take a book. I saw one for plant cuttings. Yes. How cool is that?
I know.
I walked all the way there from our house. It was probably like a mile and a half with all my children just to go get a plant and trade one, because I was like, this is such a cool idea. So that it'll be kind of like that with the big scale version, right?
Exactly. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. So
well, I'm excited. I think it's gonna be amazing. And you said it's October
11th.
11th.
Yep.
From
11 to 4.
Okay, very good. So hope y'all heard that. And you can find it on Facebook.
Yep.
Yes.
Our Flower Farm.
Okay, Our Flower Farm. And the event is as itself on its own page, or is it like a group? Or
you can find it either under FBG Plant and Seed Swap or under our name, Our Flower Farm.
Okay,
so it's
very
like
cool. Awesome. Yeah. And y'all have some big sponsors.
Yeah, we got Natural Grocers
so cool.
to do it. They're going to be sponsoring they're going to be providing all the water for the event.
Oh, yay. Well, that's important.
Yes. So we have them. We have Fredericksburg Trade Days.
Okay.
And then Farm Fresh Creations.
Amazing.
Which they are with Eckerd Farms.
Okay.
As well, so.
Very good. Well, and do you expect to see probably quite a bit of people, I would
I
guess.
think so.
I think so
Yes.
too. I think it's going to be huge. Well, I'm very excited. Would you want to do it again, or is this going to be like
Yes.
a one-time thing?
No, it's the goal is, if this all goes well and I don't pull my hair out, no, I'm just kidding. Then we want to do one in the spring before,
Oh,
like you would plant for like
perfect.
your summer garden. So like
Oh,
trying
okay.
to plan it out.
Yeah,
So-
that's genius. That's
Yeah.
a great idea. Okay,
So
cool.
then
you
we can do it
two.
2 times a year. So
Very good. So for your fall, or I guess it'd be more your
this
winter
one's more
garden?
going for your garden to start planting for next spring, like your
spring.
early stuff. But next year we'll do one for your summer garden, which you'll be planting in spring, and then we'll be doing one that's going to be a little bit earlier,
Yeah.
earlier in the year. I guess not really earlier, but
Yeah.
for your fall garden. So
Totally
yes.
cool. I love that. That's so awesome. Well, thank you so much. Would you say, I like to wrap up all of my Tuesday buzzes with just kind of a question to you. Like, if you were building a community center, like if you were doing this, what would be one thing, or what is one thing that for your kids, for example, that you would like to see at the Hive?
I mean, it's probably because my brain's on workshops and things
Okay.
like that all the time. But
Workshops
like
are great.
having different types and having workshops where you get a community leader
Yeah.
or somebody that, I mean, we're even at Kalichi Coffee right now, having someone
Yeah.
coming in and then they can teach kids about, whether it's
What they
or whatever they
do.
do. Like, so people,
That's a cool idea.
yeah, they can learn about different jobs.
Yeah. Oh, that's a really good
So-
idea. I think that's a huge, like a fabulous idea actually, because so many kids, they want to be something until they
Mhm.
actually get down nitty gritty and in the job itself, or really learn what it entails, or they may never have thought that that would be something they're
Yeah.
interested in. So yeah, I love that. That's amazing. Thank you. I think that's a really good idea. We have a lot of ideas for different workshops, but I like that. Like
Mhm.
maybe some job fair,
Yeah.
type of thing for kids.
Exactly, like how in school you would have like your parents would come and say what their job was,
Yeah.
kind of like that. But instead of it being like
A
in school, like,
demonstration.
a huge like bulk of like a lot
Right.
of people, you have it like specific people in certain industries, so then they can
Yeah.
learn. And exactly, then I mean, whenever I was younger, I didn't know I was going to be a flower farmer. So I mean, and I'm so glad I am.
I think
but
it's so
just
cool.
like,
It fits you so
Yeah.
well. It's funny. I like see you and I'm like, it's like a modern day Liza Doolittle, like with your flowers, just walking around. You're so cute and you're just so bubbly, and it like fits your personality.
I've always
so
been a flower
well.
child, just not didn't know it was going to be the farmer part. But yes.
That's amazing. Well, I look forward to coming out and seeing your flower farm, and you guys come down in October to see what they have going. Will we be able to
Yes.
see your fields while we're there?
Yes, and you can see it from the road as
oh,
well.
awesome. Okay.
The view for the seed swap, we are up on a hill, so it's
You can
it's
see
a
it all.
beautiful view. So
Oh my
yeah,
gosh, I can't imagine waking up to flower fields. Like, how cool is that?
it's really cool.
You're living the dream, girl. You're living the dream. Well, thank you for joining me today for the
course.
Tuesday
Thank you for having
Buzz.
me.
Yes, it's such a great thing to hear about different awesome people who are doing wonderful things, just
Well, same.
getting out there and doing it, girl.
yes.
All right. Well, thank you for watching the Tuesday Buzz, and be sure to share or subscribe to our channel. And we will see you next week for someone awesome. I'm not exactly sure who's on next week. I have to look at my calendar, but we'll give you some hints throughout the week. But anyways,
Yeah.
thank you, Peyton.
Of course, thank
You're
you.
awesome. And our
Appreciate
flower
it.
farm. Check
Yes.
it out.